Hello, Jai Hind to my dear students. Myself Dr. Nilesh Kumar Gupta. I am working as a professor in Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College, Ghaziabad, and today I will teach you a subject digital signal processing. Its AKTU code is KEC 503. So, I welcome in my class. So, in this lecture I will teach you about the digital signal processing concept, or what is the digital signal processing, why it is required, and what is the importance of digital signal processing. It means this is the signal processing. You have to communicate, you have to process your signal digitally. It means you are having your physical signal, that is always analog signal, but you have to communicate this physical analog signal into digital form, okay, because your signal will go from transmitter to receiver in digital form. So, this is the digital signal processing, okay, in which you process your signal digitally. It means you have to proceed your signal in digital form or discrete form, you can say. Okay. So, let us we start in my lecture number 1. My lecture title is Introduction to Digital Signal Processing. Okay. Now, so these are the contents of your Introduction to Digital Signal Processing. The contents are basic elements of digital signal processing, advantages of DSP, what are the advantages, why it is used, okay. Then disadvantages of DSP and technology used for DSP. So, these contents I will cover in this lecture. First, that is the basic element of DSP. So, in basic element of DSP, this is the I am showing in my slide, this is the block diagram of ASP. ASP means analog signal processing. It means you are giving the analog input signal here, okay, and from this analog input signal it proceeds through the ASP. ASP means analog signal processor, and it processes and we will get the output signal here. So, this is the ASP. It means you are processing your signal in analog form through the analog signal processor. But we know there are some limitation, or you can say disadvantage of analog signal over the digital signals. That is why nowadays we are using everywhere digital type of technology, not analog, because analog technology is outdated now. So, everywhere you are using the digital type of signal and these type of processing. So, most of the signal, okay, so what I am writing in my slide, most of the signals encountered in science and engineering are analog in nature. What I am saying, this is also analog in nature, but in digital signal processing you have to convert this analog or continuous time signal into digital form, then you have to proceed your signal from transmitter to receiver. So, and the signal is what? Signal is a function of time, continuous variable such as time, space, or any physical quantity that varies in continuous range. Such signals may be proceed directly by appropriate analog system, like you can use the filters, frequency analyzer or frequency multipliers for the purpose of their characteristics or extracting some desired information. So, you require these type of some systems in which your signal will proceed, okay, or you are extracting your information, actually your information will go in the system. Okay. So, in my next slide, this is the basic block diagram of digital signal processing. In my previous slide we studied about the ASP, what you are only sending the analog input signal and your processors are there, and this process and you will get the simple analog output signal. But analog signal you cannot get any higher efficiency or security in analog system. That is why you prefer the digital type of signals or processing everywhere. Okay. So, this is the basic block diagram of digital signal processing, in which what you are giving here again analog input signal, because your physical signal is always analog input signal, it is always analog. Okay. Next, you have to convert this analog signal into the digital signal. by the A to D converter. A to D converter means this converts your physical analog input signal into the digital signal. Now, you have a processor that is DSP, that is called digital signal processor. It proceeds your signal. Okay. Now, you will get here digital output signal. Okay. Here you are getting the digital input signal and it proceeds through the processor and you will get the digital output signal. Now, again it will convert into the analog signal by using the D to A converter, it means digital to analog converter, and you will get finally your physical signal that you are sending from the transmitter. Because my voice, for example, if I take my voice, this is the physical signal, this is the real time signal and this is analog signal, but you have to proceed your signal digitally. That is why we are using the name digital signal processing. So, these middle blocks like A to D converter and D to A converter you have to use here, then you can use digital signal processing or digital signal processor in your communication system. So, this is the basic block diagram digital signal processing, how your signal processing in digital form will happen through the A to D and D to A converters. Okay. So, these are the processor that you can use and your signal will proceed from transmitter to receiver, and you are processing here your again your analog signal, but your processing technique is digital only. Your signal is same, your signal is not different here. Again you are transmitting, you are communicating your same signal, your same analog physical signal, but your processing is now different, that is digital. That is why it is called digital signal processing. Now, I hope it is clear to all of you. Now, we will go for next slide. Now, in this slide I will explain the concept of digital signal processing, or you can say how you convert your analog physical signal into the digital signal. Okay. So, it is not possible in simple step key that you have to apply here A to D converter and your signal convert into the digital signal, not. Physically these three steps, okay, you have to prefer for converting your analog signal into the digital signal, like sampling, quantization and coding. So, generally your signals are analog in nature, like speech, weather signal, music signal and so on. To process this analog signal by digital means, because you are using here digital signal processing. So, you have to proceed your signal digitally. So, it is essentially you have to convert your analog signal into digital signal, or you can say you have to convert your analog signal into the discrete time signal and then convert them into the sequence of numbers like in digital form. So, there are three processes. Firstly, you have analog signal. Now, you have to convert your analog into the discrete signal, and after the quantization and coding and another process, your signal will convert into the digital signal. Okay. So, the process of converting your analog into digital, that is called A to D or analog to digital conversion. Now, you are having this analog or physical signal and you are doing the sampling here by using the sampler. Sampling means this is the process by which you can convert your analog signal into the discrete time signal, because physically whenever you talk mathematically or you have to analyze your system. So, always you have to analyze your digital system in discrete form, your signal always in discrete form. Discrete form means we talk about the discrete time signal. So, discrete time signal is what? Discrete time signals are those signals whose lies for only integer value of time. Time should be integer, that will be discrete time signal. So, you have to convert this analog signal by using the sampling. This is the your sampling signal that you are using here. Now, you sample this analog signal with this signal, carrier signal you can say here, then you will get the sampled signal. This sample signal dot 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 I am showing here in my PPT. So, this is called your sample or discrete time signal. Here you can see your time should be, time is integer value and okay, or you can say your signal lies only for integer value of time. If your time is equal to 1.1, your signal does not exist. Your signal only exists for integer value of time, discrete value of time. That is why it is called discrete time signal. Discrete time signal means your signal only lies for discrete value of time. That is why it is discrete time signal. Let us, I say discrete amplitude signal. It means what? It means your amplitude is always discrete. Okay. So, that will be discrete amplitude signal. Now, if our time and amplitude, because whenever you draw your signal, so on x axis you are taking the time, on y axis you are taking the amplitude of the signal. So, if these both are discrete, then your signal will be digital. Okay. So, in digital form what? Your amplitude and your time of the signal both will be the discrete. Then you will get digital signal in the terms of ones and zeros, logic high and logic 0. So, this is the process by which you can convert your analog signal into digital signal. Okay. So, this is possible by using this process only, that is called sampling theorem. In previous semester you studied about the sampling by sampling theorem, Nyquist theorem. What is the sampling? So, by the sampling you can convert your analog signal into the discrete time signal. But your motive is what here? Because you are studying here digital signal processing, A to D, analog to digital conversion. So, by sampling only you are converting your analog signal into the discrete time signal. Then after that you have to quantize your signal. You have to quantize your signal. It means now you are rounding off your amplitude of the signals by using the quantization. And after the quantization you have to code your signal by the coding, and you will get the finally your digital signal. Okay. So, in this way you can convert your analog signal into digital signal. Then after that you have to proceed your signal in digital form, and that is the basic concept of digital signal processing. So, it is so necessary to all of you that you should understand what is the digital signal processing. It means you are processing your signal in digital form, and your techniques here using, every technique you are using here is digital only. But it is not practically possible, because practically you are having the analog signal. So, you have to use here A to D and D to A converter, like in my previous slide I explained you. Now, this here in digital signal processing you want A to D and D to A converter. Okay. So, you require both type of converter, okay, for the processing in digital form of your signal. Now, this is my PPT in which you can understand about the how you convert your analog signal into the discrete signal or sampled signal. Now, digital signal processing provides an alternative method for processing analog signal, and to perform the processing digitally there is a need for an interface between the analog and digital signal, like I explained in my previous slide. What? You have to convert your analog signal into the digital signal by using the A to D converter. Now, from the output of the A to D converter is digital, because you have to convert your signal from analog to digital, and it proceed to the again to your processor that you are using here in the form of digital signal processor. Now, in my daily life everywhere I want I am using the processor, that is what digital signal processing, like your washing machine or any electronic devices, because everywhere you are using the processor that process your signal, okay, in digital form, like because your processor is programmable, okay, and for your digital signal processor may be a large programmable digital computer like or a small microprocessor programmed to perform the desired operation on the input signal. So, every electronic device now we are using based upon this type of digital signal processor. Okay. Now, programmable machine, what, like if you are using the processor here. So, programmable machine will be there and it provides the flexibility to change the signal processing operation through a change in the software, okay, because if it is programmable. So, you want some type of software, some type of programming, and you can edit and correct your program also in that software. Okay. Whereas, hardwired machines are difficult to configure. Okay. Programmable signal processing are in very commonly used. So, everywhere you are using here signal processor, that is digital signal processor, and that will be programmable. Okay. On the other hand, when signal processing operations are well defined, a hardwired implementation of the operation can be optimized. Generally, we have to try for optimization this type of task and resulting in a cheaper signal processor and usually one that it runs faster than its programmable counterpart. So, this is the about the digital signal processor, and nowadays what type of processor we are using. Okay. So, this was our first content of this under the introduction of digital signal processing. So, basic elements of digital signal processing. Now, we talk about the advantages of DSP over the ASP. So, what are the advantages? First, you can see here flexibility and accuracy is more in DSP over the ASP. Generally, all the advantages of digital signal over the analog signal is same as in this DSP system over the analog signal processing. Digital signal are easily stored. You can easily store digital signal on magnetic media like tape or disk, okay, without deterioration. Okay. Most of the cases digital implementation of the signal is cheaper than the analog counterpart, such as lower cost due to the cheaper hardware and flexibility of the modification. So, this is the very big advantages of digital type of equipment. So, these are available at cheaper cost and you are having a facility of modification in this. Okay. This is the very important part in digital type of equipments that can be used in digital signal processing. With digital filter you will also have linear phase characteristics, you can be achieve this one, while in case of ASP whenever you are using the ASP. So, larger size of capacitor, inductors and these type of components you require, but in digital signal processing you do not require these type of systems. So, this will be easy for you and it is also used for the processing of low frequency signal also, such as seismic signals. Okay. So, these are the advantages of digital signal processing over the ASP, and now in modern area everywhere we are using the digital signal processing. So, this is the basic introduction of digital signal processing and you are having these type of advantages of DSP over the ASP, because earlier you use the ASP analog signal processing, only you will get the analog input signal, your signal will proceed by the some system or processor and you will get the output signal. But now situation is different, again you have analog signal. Okay. Now, you have to convert your analog into digital, because you have to proceed your signal digitally by the some processor, programmable processor, those are digital signal processor. So, again you are having the analog input signal, the same signal, but you have to convert it into the digital form, then it will proceed and then it will be practically possible to you communicate your data, your signal from one end to another end. So, due to these type of advantages and so on, and another also advantages of DSP over the SP are here. Okay. So, these type of advantages, these are the main advantages. You can prefer the digital signal processing over the analog signal processing. Now, disadvantages of DSP. So, some limitations also of DSP are here. Okay. In DSP, pre-analog to digital converter, or you can say and post processing D2A converter is required, which increases complexity of the digital system. Since in our ASP system, analog signal processing system, only you have analog input signal, a processor, analog output signal. Only one processor is between the input and output signal. Okay. But in digital signal processing, you have to require what? A to D and D to A. So, pre component, that is A to D converter, that converts your analog signal into digital signal, and post processing, for post processing you require the D to A, digital to analog converter. So, obviously, it increases your complexity of the system. Okay. Now, next, DSP suffers from some frequency limitation dependent upon sample and hold circuit. You have to use sample and hold circuit, because you have to capture this signal. Okay. So, sample and hold circuit by using the some type of first order, zero order type of circuits, and analog to digital converter frequency of operation. Then bandwidth restrictions also are available in DSP, then speed limitation. So, these are the some limitation then you will find in digital signal processing area. Okay. But lot of advantages of DSP are there. That is why everywhere we are using nowadays digital signal processing. Okay. Now, technology used in DSP. What technology you are using nowadays in DSP? So, in telecommunication you are using the digital signal processing, because you have to communicate, if you want to communicate your signal digitally. So, in telecommunication, because communication means you are communicating your signal. Okay. But if you communicate your signal in digital form and by the digital signal processor, so it will be easy and accurate. Okay. And that will be more accurate and more efficient for you. Now, in military, so in digital form, if you are sending your data in defense applications and defense areas, so okay, so security will be more. So, it is technology, this type of digital signal processor technology also used in military. Now, in consumer electronics, what I say in this my lecture, everywhere nowadays we are using these type of processor, digital signal processor, okay, in every electronic devices. So, in consumer electronics you can you are using digital signal processor everywhere. Instrumentation and control, if we talk about the instrumentation and control type of industries, so where also we are using the digital signal processor. Digital image processing, so image is also a type of signal that you want to communicate sometimes. So, digital image processing, you are capturing your data, okay, you are storing your data, okay, you are segment your data. So, there are lot of application under the digital image processing. So, these comes under the digital signal processing. Speech processing, okay, what I am saying, speech processing, music processing. In medicine, in medical line, you are using these type of processor. Seismology you are using, next signal filtering, okay, because here in digital system your filters are different. Your filters categorization is same, like low pass filter, high pass filter, band pass filter, band reject filter. Here also these type of characterization or classification is same, is there. But in digital filter, these are the programmable filters. You can control, you can modify your filter, you can adjust the characteristics of filter, while it is not possible in analog form. Okay. So, these are the technology that you are used in DSP nowadays. So, generally in this subject you will use what? Discrete, about the discrete time signal. Like in 4th semester you studied about the signal system. Signal system means signals. What are the signals? What are the type of signal? Okay. And systems. What are the systems? What are the type of system? That you studied in signal system. Okay. So, you studied about the in signal system about the discrete time signal, because you are having the 3 types of signal. Okay. In this part I am explaining here. So, signal generally is of 3 types. Commonly we know that it is of 2 types, analog and digital, but practically if we talk about the signal, so it will be analog type of signal, discrete signal and digital signal. Digital signal. So, 3 types of generally signals are there. First is analog, or your physical analog or continuous time signal you can say. Second one is your discrete time signal or discrete signal or sample signal you can say, and finally, your digital signal, that is in the form of pulses or 1 0. This is your continuous signal. Continuous, it means it varies continuously. Okay. This is the continuous signal. If you sample this signal, then you will get the sampled signal. Okay. So, it lies for discrete value of time, and after the mixing these one and quantization and encoding, you will get this digital signal. So, at first you have analog or continuous time signal. If you sample this signal, then you will get the discrete signal, and after the quantization and coding of those type of signal, you will get finally digital signal in terms of ones and zeros. So, in this DSP subject, you studied about the discrete time signal. Like in signal system, you used all type of signals and its parameter and its characteristics and system verification or analysis. But in DSP only you have to prefer discrete time system, only this one you have to discrete time signal or discrete signal. Discrete time signal means only it lies for integer value and or discrete value of time. So, these are the technology used in DSP that you can use nowadays, these type of technology in digital signal processing. Now, application of DSP. So, if technology, you are using the technology of DSP in communication, so there are so many areas where this DSP is applicable, or you can say application of DSP. Like DSP is what? A digital signal processor is a specialized microprocessor chip and fabricated on MOS integrated circuit chips. These are widely used in type of signal processing like audio signal processing, video signal processing, digital image processing, radar, sonar, speech recognition system, signal filtering, separation of the filters and so on, like in consumer electronic, mobile phone, HDTV products. And everywhere you are using the digital signal processor, everywhere nowadays you are using processor, and these all are what? Digital signal processor, those are programmable, okay, in chip form. Okay. And in this subject, generally if you understand the concept of discrete signal, so then it will be easy for you to understand this subject, okay, because this subject is totally numerical, and these are the references or textbooks that you can use in your curriculum. So, Johnson and Johnson textbooks you can refer. For reference book, your John G. Prokis book, this is the very standard book for digital signal processing, and Schaeffer book, and these are the course outcomes of your syllabus. After the covering of this digital signal processing, you will able to these type of objectives, okay, like understand and realize the different types of realization of digital system, like digital system or the filter IIR, FIR and so on, and their utilities. Formulate the design parameters of analog IIR digital filter, like in case of Butterworth, Chebyshev and so on, and designing of these by using the impulse invariant method, bilinear transformation method and so on. Analyze the different types of window technique used in FIR filter, because we are using here digital filter are of two types, IIR and FIR. So, you have to design your filter by these techniques, okay. You can design and you will be able to after completing this subject concept, then DFT, what is the DFT or Fourier transform of discrete time signal or FFT, these we will cover in this subject. Thank you very much. So, I will cover next topic in my next lecture. So, I hope it is clear to all of you the concept of digital signal processing or digital signal or discrete signal. Okay, thank you very much.